he signed a long-term contract that holds him in Texas with the Texans until 2025. But that's the thing. He doesn't want to play there anymore. Is Houston really going to let him be paid? Because he's going to get paid.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, he's going to get fined, but they're going to have to pay him at some point. Mm-hmm. So, again, I don't know the legalities if he truly sits out, blah, 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 all that kind of goodness. But he's going to get his money, and he's not going to play for the Texans. He's going to make that very well known. And quite frankly, if you're Deshaun Watson, yeah, you got your contract, but why not go play for a team that you really want? You've already, very much established that you don't want to play. Sit it out, take your fines, and move on.
So what is the likelihood that we think Houston will actually try to keep him and wait for him to just sit?
There's no way they're going to keep him.
Okay.
I just don't,
why would you, right?
I don't see how they can do this with a new head coach and a new regime there. I think the best thing for them to do, because Deshaun is under a long-term deal, wherever they trade him, whatever team is going to get him, it is going to come with a very heavy, heavy price tag, and that includes a lot of draft picks. So I am positive whoever gets them is going to have to pay several first-rounders back to Houston for them to kind of hopefully make up for this. I would not be surprised if they try and do something draft night, but I wouldn't be surprised if they wait till after. So, but I think ultimately it's in Deshaun's hands where he's like, yeah, I'm not playing. Dude, sit it out, take your fines, and then, if you need to sit out a year to really prove it, this isn't Le'Veon Bell, entering his late 20s as a running back. This is a young quarterback, which is far more valuable. And, yeah, I think this is going to pay off huge for him, and he's going to go to a place that he really wants to go to. Or at least a place that's going to be competitive, because I think there's a no-trade clause in his contract. So he has to approve where he's going to go.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you think there's any hope then, as you said, like 21, 22, and possibly 23? Like, what do you do outside of Deshaun Watson? Because you kind of covered that. If you're the Houston Texans, what are you trying to do to actually say, yeah, we are serious about winning football games?
I think the change has to start at ownership. Not a good ownership group, not a great GM group. They do a terrible job in that sense. And Bill O'Brien really was what hurt them. He was competitive at first, but he was essentially the general manager. When he was there as a head coach as well too, and it was poorly run. They made a terrible decision in letting Bill O'Brien be in charge, and it has seriously hurt them. It's going to take them a long time to dig out of this, and it's still a younger franchise. I mean, they only came in the league in 2001, 2002. I mean, so they're still pretty young.
It's true.
And so it's going to take some time, I think, for them to recover. They're going to have to have some really good draft picks and kind of repeat some of that success with, drafting a Deshaun and a JJ and a Hopkins and, even before that, like an Arian Foster and, get a decent team around them and do something about it. But, if you're Houston, I think you probably got to start with just making sure you can build some foundational blocks with the picks that you have this year. If you're not going to trade Deshaun, and then hope to maybe trade him, get a couple draft picks, and get some quarterbacks in.
Here's hoping, I guess.
Here's hoping. And to be honest, I mean, if they really wanted to, they could. There are a couple of partners out there, and we're going to talk about this in a minute. There's a couple of partners out there that I think they could trade with and get a quarterback in return.
All right. Well, why restrict ourselves? We can get into it. It's a who you got on this show, on this episode, which is going to be around Deshaun Watson, what we're talking about, and the sweepstakes that is Deshaun Watson. Where's he going, Eric? What you got on that?
There's a couple of teams that I really, really like.
Okay.
There's some that make a ton of sense.
Okay.
And these probably shouldn't be any surprise to anybody. Denver Broncos, Carolina Panthers, San Francisco 49ers, Miami Dolphins, and the New York Jets, I think, are my most likely landing spots.
You think the Jets have a serious chance?
100%. The Jets do not want Sam Darnold. They have a new regime there. It's not Adam Gase, who is by far one of the worst coaches in the last 20 years. Sam Darnold's been
you
tarnished.
do not like that guy. We've heard that.
Adam Gase sucks. Adam Gase sucks. He's been riding on the coattails of Peyton Manning since 2014.
There you go. All right.
And, Sam Darnold's tarnished, but he's a good player. He's a good player.
Yeah.
And he just needs a new start. He needs a fresh start. I think that the Jets are going to be a great landing spot if Deshaun Watson wants to go there. I think that's a team that could be very attractive for him. I think that getting Sam Darnold in return would be part of that package deal. And then I think, of course, they would have to, throw a couple of picks their way.
Yeah, right.
I think as I'm looking at this, the Jets do have 2 first-round picks this year that they could package with that, a second and the 23rd. I think that alone would probably get it done if you throw Sam Darnold in with it. It would probably take a couple extra.
We're spending a little bit more time on who you got, but I think it's for fair reason. Talk about that for a moment, because who is likely getting the first-round pick? That's Jacksonville, right?
Jacksonville has the first overall.
Oh, first
pick,
overall,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're drafting Sunshine.
Beside Trevor Lawrence, a.k.a. Sunshine. Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone
how could he
who
not?
Listens to this knew who I was talking about.
Yeah, of course. Who's drafted next?
Jets. Number 2.
Sorry, who else is in the quarterback pool?
Oh, I don't know. Now you're throwing stuff at me.
Okay, right. Well, I guess that's my point, though, too. There isn't really someone it's going to be.
No, last I looked, there's 5 projected QBs going in the first round.
Okay.
I wasn't prepared to talk about quarterbacks from college.
Which is fine. I guess my point is, if you are the Jets, I think you line up a very decent scenario where what I'm giving you props here, Eric. You kind of made me a believer in that, because I originally thought there's no way he was playing Jets or in New York.
The other team I think is most likely is the Dolphins. The Dolphins also have a ton of picks that they could give up. They have the number 3 overall pick this year. They have the number 18 overall pick this year, as well as they could, they have a bunch of second round picks to go as well, and they could probably package Tua, because I think they're done with him. I think
interesting.
I think that was very clear at the end of last year. They were very competitive. They were winning. They benched Ryan Fitzpatrick because they needed to see what Tua was, because they had so many draft picks. They needed to figure it out. Because this team is ready to win, but they need a running back and they need a quarterback. Okay. You can find a running back in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th round. I mean, it doesn't even need to be in the 2nd round. It can be a 3rd round or later.
Yeah, I'm thumbing through a list of teams here, and I'm just really not seeing that standout of teams that are in that, a great deal of need with the quarterback. We mentioned Jacksonville and the Jets. The Bears have been struggling.
I think the Bears could be a good landing spot as well, too.
It's possible, but I would really like to see Denver Broncos get them.
It makes so much sense.
It would be
Denver.
nice to see.
If you wanted to go someplace with weapons.
Yeah.
Of all the teams I listed, this team has the best weapons.
Right.
Period. I mean, some of these other teams have some good receivers, but the weapons are in Denver. Sutton. You have Jerry Jeudy, who they drafted last year.
Yeah.
Fant, an absolute standout tight end. If he was actually, one, staying healthy, and 2, was actually
and still a good defense.
Decent, yeah.
I think they were, if not top 10, close to it
last year. I mean, and Vaughn didn't play all year, so that has something to do with it.
Oh yeah.
But that team makes so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
That is a team that they could win now if they got a Deshaun Watson, because they have the weapons.
Yeah, I think so. They could be a force for sure.
100%. I think they would jump to the top of not to the top of the AFC West. Forgot Kansas City plays there, but they're definitely going to get a wild
easy
card.
Now.
They'll jump up there for sure.
Okay. How about Lightning standings though? Let's move it off the gridiron to the floorboards. Some NBA, Eric.
Let's do it.
We haven't talked about NBA in a while. I haven't even seen a game in the last couple of weeks. So honestly, looking at the standings now, I'm kind of shocked. Really, and some of the teams that you think are number 1 are not number one right now. They're maybe 3.
Specifically, I know you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. 2 teams. So, Eric.
Yeah, I got the East.
You got the East? You ready to do that?
Yeah, I'll do the East. We're going to start at the bottom.
I'm going to toss it to you. Yeah,
Detroit Pistons are 10-26. Probably no surprise there. Orlando Magic 13-23. Cleveland Cavaliers 14-22. Washington Wizards 14-20. Atlanta Hawks are the 11th team in the East, 16-20. Then we jump into the top 10 here. Indiana Pacers, 16-19. Chicago Bulls, 16-18. Toronto Raptors are the 8th seed, 17-19. Miami Heat, after a very slow start, have picked it back up. They are 17-18 at the 7th spot. Charlotte Hornets are also at 17-18 in the 6th spot. New York Knickerbockers have actually seemed to somehow turn it around and not be the absolute laughing stock like Detroit.
They got a winning record.
They are officially above 500, 19-18. Boston Celtics are 19-17 at the 4th spot. Milwaukee Bucks 21-14. Then you have the Brooklyn Nets 24-13, and the Philadelphia 76ers, trust in the process, 24-12, top seed in the East.
It took some time, but you're right.
Hey, you trust the process, right?
It's working for them.
What was that, like last 2 decades you've been saying that?
Well, okay, so just, the trust will pay off. Number 15 spot in the Western Conference belongs to none other than the Minnesota Timberwolves. They are abysmal 7-29. Don't even look at them. Houston Rockets are 11-23, not a whole lot better. Then in the 13th spot, you got the OKC Thunder at 14-21, also 14-21. Go to the Sacramento Kings. And down in New Orleans, Pelicans are flying with 15-20 record. And sitting at 500, 16-16, go to the Memphis Grizzlies. The Warriors, Golden State Warriors, those guys, remember them? They were good.
Yeah. They're
okay.
outside the playoffs right now.
All right. Yeah, taking too much time here. 19-17. Number 8 spot goes to the Dallas Mavericks, 18-16. You got the San Antonio Spurs, 18-13. It looks like they missed a couple of games, so they'll have some destiny in their hands, I think, probably down the road. Looking at the Denver Nuggets, 21-15 is their record, looking good. Trailblazers, a strong 20-14. 24-14 go to the LA Clippers, and then the other LA team, very similar record at 24-13, sitting at the 3rd spot. Here we go for the top 2. You got the Phoenix Suns. Who knew? 23-11.
Yeah, they
are
turned
looking
around quick,
good.
man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we saw enough from Booker last year to know that this dude was legit.
They're for real. No.
And
they're not messing around in the land of the sun. So how about number 1, though? Utah Jazz. Those guys, 27-9?
Yeah.
What? Best record in basketball? Is that what I'm seeing, Eric?
Yeah, they're a good team.
Ooh. Yeah, don't mess around with Utah. So, I think we're going to have an exciting NBA playoffs because I think easily we were picking the Lakers, maybe back to Milwaukee, like, that's the finals.
Yeah.
And that's that. No, I think we're far away from it right now.
Yeah.
Because the teams that we're talking about may actually have to play some tougher seeds.
Yeah, it looks like
the road to the finals.
There's definitely going to be some. Yeah, if they get one of those middle seeds, 3, 4, 5,
sure.
6,
All of a sudden,
somehow they fall into those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're that far out of first, so they could easily bump back up too. But we'll see.
All right, let's wrap it up though. Looking at best games to watch. Eric.
Hey man, there is a UFC fight this week in UFC 259. There are 3 title fights, so if you got pay-per-view, please enjoy.
Ooh.
There are 3 title fights for you to watch. That's what I got. Don't ask me to pronounce the names.
You started real strong on that. I got goosebumps, man. You got me going.
Don't ask
All right.
me to pronounce the names. I'm going to struggle.
That's UFC. Looking at some hockey matchups now. Of course, the divisions are all a little bit mismatchy this year, so quite a bit different. But trying to pick some good ones to watch. I think Golden Knights and Blues. That's always going to be a good matchup.
Yeah, that's a really good division to watch the top teams.
Absolutely. Looking at also, I saw the Bruins and the Penguins are going to be, or was that the Capitals? Yeah, it was Capitals will be going against each other.
Either way.
Yeah, either way. They're all in the division. They'll be playing each other.
Either way.
That's coming up. And trying to find another one. I need to find your team, Eric. Oh, there you go. Rangers and Penguins. That's what it was.
No,
That's happening.
We lost the Rangers this year. They're bad. Yeah,
it's happening in just a few days on March 9th. So there we go for that. But you know what? We talked about the bracketology.
Yeah.
It's happening. All the tournaments are going on right now. So get some NCAA, and that's it for our show. Thanks so much for listening.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in to Average Sports with Average Guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, and we'll see y'all next time.